So see you doing a fun little drill there, Tatum, and the toes of your back foot, I don't know if you saw that, but we'll put it up in a replay. We're actually lifting up and off the ground as you got to the top of the swing. I was watching you give a lesson to a lady golfer earlier today, and they're really standing up as they were making their backswing.
Yeah.
Why are you doing that drill?
So doing anything that involves kind of what we say feeling the ground can tend to help a lot. So I was actually feeling that more of the weight in my feet were going into the heel versus rolling forward onto the toes.
Yeah.
A lot of the times new golfers will think, or they've heard a lot in the past, that if they hit the top of the ball, it's because they stood up with their chest. But sometimes it's not necessarily that they're standing up, but it's just that the weight distribution gets off. So I was actually just trying to feel that I was staying down and in the same posture and balance that I started with when I was coming through impact.
Yeah, perfect. So I'm just going to swap positions for you. And we often see a lot of players, as they do make their backswing, they'll kind of keep their knees flexed, and their chest will raise up. And what the purpose of this drill that Tatum was displaying so well there before, about getting more of that pressure back towards that heel, is from the setup position, as you feel that the right toes for the right hander start to lift up off the ground, it'll actually force you to stay in your posture better. Now, there's a variety of ways to do this drill for players to stay in their posture in their backswing. Why don't you jump in here and talk about maybe one that players could do by standing up or a wall, and we'll just imitate that.
Yeah, so a really good one is if there's a restroom or something near the driving range that you're at, is actually using a wall and creating that as kind of a boundary of where you've started in your posture. So,
so I'll put this in line with your backside there.
Yeah, perfect.
We can use that as a reference.
Yeah, so using a wall or anything, even a bag stand where you put your bag, is really helpful. Because this is actual evidence that, okay, if I've started in this position with my hips this far back, and if at any point in my swing I get away from that, whether it's in my lower body or my upper body, sometimes they happen together, my hips are no longer touching the backside. So you might even need to feel an exaggeration that your glutes or your hips are going back into the wall if you have an issue with standing up. But really, we just want to keep that same pressure going all the way back. If there was a wall behind me, my right hip would still be on it. Coming down and through the ball, I'm in the same position. I haven't gotten any taller or any closer to the ball.
Yeah, and the standing up component, not only that can encourage you to hit the top of the ball, but it can actually encourage the opposite, can't it, Tatum? And for you to lunge forward and hit too much ground in the downswing as well.
Definitely.
So having any sort of feedback, as we talked about in the previous videos we've shot here, so make sure you go and check those out. Ensuring that players, no matter what skill level they're at, they have these little checkpoints that they can use themselves when they're practicing to ensure that they're working on really improving a lot of some fundamental or foundational parts of their golf swing throughout their practice sessions. So why don't you go ahead, do a couple more reps of letting that back foot where the toes start to lift up in the backswing, and go ahead and then hit one down there. Yeah, beautiful. And we can see how well that strike is coming off. You can see the accuracy, nice little draw there. One more for me, Tatum. Perfect. Look, it's one of those things that's going to feel very weird the first time you do it by allowing the toes of your back foot to lift up. But if you are standing up at the top of your swing, it'll help you stay in your posture. You heard it from Tatum here at the Crosby Club in San Diego. Some exceptional results there to work on your ball striking.
Thanks for watching this video. YouTube thinks that you would benefit from watching this one next. So click that card and it could be the tip that you need to take your game to the next level. I'll see you next time.